Right, out and about. Afternoon out with both boys. Out doing a bit of foraging. Don't normally get to come out with Levi much. You haven't seen him on the channel for, well, ever, I don't think. So I thought I'd get him out. We're out for a walk. Walk and a talk. Foraging. Doing a bit. So, if we see anything cool and interesting, I will keep you informed. Go on, Levi. Go on, water. One thing I do really want to do, with Levi especially, is he loves his scent work. So I would love to do a bit of truffle hunting or something with him, because as people know, dogs' nose is a million times better than mine. But he really just loves and enjoys scent work, like little trails we set out at home and stuff. So if I get any truffle, I could probably train him to sniff truffle, which would be a great little exercise for him and for me as well. So maybe one day, mate. Levi, you want to be my truffle dog? Yeah? You want to be my little truffle dude? Maybe we could train him up to be a little truffle dude. That'd be cool. We're coming into a bit of hazel now, so keep my eye out for some hazelnuts. It's still a little early for hazelnuts. We're beginning end. We're in the beginning of August now, but the hazelnuts should be out. But the problem with them is squirrels get to them so much earlier than they're ready, and they just chew through them and chuck them on the ground, and you know, don't even get a look in really. So this is exactly what I was just talking about. As you can see, the nuts themselves are still green, so you know, anyone knows they're not ready yet. But the squirrels, they just rip them off the tree and chew into them, and and then just chuck the casing down because they know that they're not ready. Whereas our native red squirrels leave them for much further in the season. So what sort of things could we expect to find in the middle of August? Well, yeah, being summer, you'd imagine it's hot, but it's not actually been that warm. It's been quite wet as well, so that means that there are some potential for some nice mushrooms. People think that mushrooms only grow in autumn and winter, but there's not. Mushrooms do grow all year round, and there are some really nice summer mushrooms, and like the Somerset and some chanterelles. They're really good, really nice, both gourmet mushrooms. So yeah, I mean, if the conditions are right, you're in luck there. Others, I mean, nuts and berries. That's, this is a good time for nuts and berries. Still a little bit early for nuts, but some of the hazelnuts might be all right. Beech nuts as well start to come out. Berries, blackberries. You'll see blackberries everywhere. And, the most commonly foraged berry, or anything really, by a mile. Even children know what a blackberry looks like. So now you might think, like behind me and all down this side is all bramble and horrible mess, but actually there's a little secret plant I've just found that's amongst it. Now you think that's bramble, it is bramble. It's all green, it's hard, it's horrible, and then they turn red and they'd still be hard and horrible, and then they go black and they're nice. Next door to it is this one, and you think, oh, that's a bramble or blackberry that's gone red and it's hard. It's not. It's actually a wild raspberry. So it's soft, it's lovely, and of course it's edible. And when they're ripe, they're so good. They're this little secret fruit of the woods. When they're red, they're soft, not like a blackberry like this. When they're red and soft, they're a raspberry, not a blackberry that's not ready yet. Beautiful. if you're more into foraging for plants, then summer's not a great time for you, I'm afraid. Most plants have gone to seed. Obviously, you can harvest the seeds if there's a certain plant that has edible seeds that you're after. Like nettles, you will still find green tips on the nettles, but they do tend to be a little bit more woody because they've put all the energy into the seed. And hogweed and stuff is will be past its flowering now, so you won't get many plants that still have any nice green sort of florets, and they'll all be seeding. But again, the seeds are really good. Sort of spice, very unique spice on hogweed seeds. If I find any, I'll show them to you. But yeah, people say they're similar to cardamom, but I think it's too much. You can't call it cardamom because cardamom's a very unique flavour in itself, and so is hogweed. But yeah, if I find some, I'll show you it, and we'll try it. Okay, so if you are looking for hazelnuts, a good place to sort of look is right on the edges. Obviously we're on a path here now, but on the edge of this small stick, there's 1, 2, 3, if you can see those little nut casings. Obviously the squirrels can't come right down on that little thin branch, so that's a good sort of lookout for where to get the nuts before the squirrels can. Similar in here, really thin branches, and there's a little nut on the end there, nothing down on the end, and nothing really jumping out on that side either. But so just come out into one of the big areas where it opens up. Stopped another drink, gave the boys a drink. Now we're going to carry on this path up to the South Downs Way, and that's a good area and a good spot for some wild edibles. So keep going and see what comes our way. One thing you might see a lot of out and about is this plant here. This has gone to flower, but you can see the cross-shaped leaves, opposites, with a couple opposite coming off of them. It's oregano. It's exactly the same oregano that you buy in the shop. This is just growing out in the fields everywhere. It's so notorious, it just grows all over the place. Just crush it up with my fingers, smell it, and it is oregano. Not great green, better dried. Strip all the leaves off, dry it out, and it is exactly the same as your oregano that you buy in the shop. Herbs are everywhere. You don't realise it, but herbs are everywhere. Yeah, nearly there, boys. Nearly made it to the trig point. Come up trig point on South Downs. Just gone over the South Downs Way. There was a shot I wanted to get up here. Last time I came up here with Walter, but I forgot to turn the camera on, so we'll try and get it again. S4055 for all my trig point nuts. So now we're up on the South Downs Way. Yeah, just a good little stroll up here. What come up here now for is hedgerows. Get a lot more hedgerow up here, where we could probably find some hawthorn berries, or hawberries as they're sometimes known. That one coming up there, these are unripe elderberries. Elderberries to me are one that confuses me, because I always used to eat elderberries. I eat lots of elderberries off the tree all throughout my life. And then since getting into foraging, I've still been looking in books, this and that, and they all describe elderberries as being inedible until cooked. I've never had a problem. Never had a problem. So, I don't know. It's one of those that I've just never had a problem with elderberries. But they all say inedible until cooked. So, there we go. So, must be a little bit early for the hawthorn berries, but here is the tree. Got these sort of three-pointed lobed leaf, and they do have spikes, hence the hawthorn bush. In fact, there's one just starting there, it's green still, but they're a great source of pectin. Now, anyone who makes jam or marmalades or anything like that knows that you need pectin to set that stuff, and that actually has a huge, I think it's the most dense of any natural pectin in a fruit. So know your hawthorns. The pip inside is not edible, but the flesh of the fruit is. It's actually quite nice, and can be eaten raw. So yeah, good one to know, but too early for it. Just seeing this stone. What's this all about? W-E, east-west. Unfortunately you can't. Oh, actually you can see it better on the camera than in real life. That says E, so that's east-west, I imagine. Can't see any numbers or anything on there. Might be a milestone or something. Could be a milestone. I doubt it's a grave. But yeah, interesting. I've not seen that before. So we can see some haw-berries that have just started to turn. Like I said, obviously there are a lot of red berries on plants you shouldn't just go eating. Make sure you know your ID on the bush. Now there should be, I haven't done it yet, there should be a little yellow pip inside this. Oh, okay, it's slightly green because it's not quite ready. Don't eat the pip, that's all I can say. But the skin and the flesh, really nice, and tastes surprisingly like apple. Surprisingly like apple. Like apple skin. You know, that really tart, sort of sharp flavour. And if you like it, you like it. Can be stewed, can be made into teas, made into syrups, and as I said, really high in pectin, great for jams and such thing. As you can see, blackberries lining the path here. Probably the most widely foraged and most known about forage plant in the country. Berries, that is. And you can do so much with them. You know, they're so child friendly. I'm just in some hazelnut trees here. I'm just going to have a look. Hazelnut trees? Hazel trees. Now I'll take these. You can see these have actually started. Hold still. These have actually started to turn a little bit. Quite nice size as well. So that shows me that they might be a little bit better off up here next to the South Downs Way than they are down in the woods, where of course it's going to be prevalent with squirrels. Good boy. Hello, sheep. So I think that's about it for my filming out and about. Shown you a few different berries and talked about plants and different types of nuts and stuff. when we get home, I'll crack open a couple of these hazelnuts and we can see how ready they are, and then also drying them, see if it makes a difference. So thanks very much for watching this bit. Stick around and I'll catch you when I'm back home. Bye. We're going home now, boys. Yeah, both ready homes. Yeah, go home. So welcome back home then, guys. Managed to dry these nuts out for a couple of days on the windowsill before I got round to filming this little bit, but they've started to lose their sort of green shine, so they are starting to turn a little bit brown. But I thought it's about time I get cracking on a couple of these and see if there's anything going for them. Best way to do it is just take all the greenery off, and you could use a small nut cracker, but I'm going to use the other method, just a knife. I'm going to crush it. There you go. And there is a small nut in there, a little bit crushed, but I can already tell it's not great. Zoom in on that. There you go. You can see there's a small nut there. It's got a lot of that sort of papery stuff on it that comes on the inside of the shell. So as suspected, it's so soft. It's got absolutely zero flavour. So that's a dud. I might as well go through and just crack the rest of these, just in case. But something's telling me these are all going to be pretty much the same. So out of about the 8 nuts that I had there, only 5 of them actually had any nut in them. So that shows that obviously the success rate of the nuts ain't great this year, but also it's far too early in the season for them. They're so soft, and as I said, got absolutely no flavour at all. So complete dud for that, for the nuts at the moment. However, that just means that we need to wait maybe another fortnight, and they'll start firming up a bit, and then when you dry them, that's when the flavour comes out. So I'm going to try again, and of course, hopefully by the end of the year we'll have some nice hazelnuts to be picking at over the autumn. So anyway, I hope you found that enjoyable and maybe a little bit interesting, looking at a few different berries and nuts that we can forage over the late summer. Unfortunately, hazelnuts on the south coast anyway are a no-go at the moment, but into September should be onto a winner. Hopefully got another video coming up soon looking at a new knife of mine. I won't go into any details about it now, but here's a sneak preview of the knife. Yeah, hope to be out again soon in the woods doing a bit of it. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye.